What is going on, everyone? My name is James Livingston here, back again, giving you guys a little bit of market review, kind of letting you know what my plan is as far as moving into this day, looking over the plan that we did yesterday. So a couple different things. Obviously, we can see here loud and clear the market does not give an actual F about resistances right now. It is just pushing. This is starting to feel a little bit like way back here, right around here, where we had a massive dip down to about 400, and then from there it was just rockets all the way up. And you can see there that we did not stop running this one until about 520. So $120 move there overall. Starting to seem a lot like that in terms of the market is just not really caring about these resistances. So first and foremost, we'll get rid of some of these lines here. Obviously, no pullback is happening right now. This resistance up here at about 555 got blown through. We are currently in a pre-market at 560, and it does not seem that is slowing down. But overall, very strong push candle. I did see when I was watching the options flow yesterday that there was a lot of calls coming through for SPY, QQQ, even IWM, etc. So all the markets getting a lot of push. It definitely helped that NVIDIA also had a push as well. If we look over at NVIDIA, you can see just a very strong push candle, which we anticipated that NVIDIA would have a push there yesterday. I did not think it would get to 130. I'm not going to lie. I thought maybe 128 would be the hang up. But it definitely exceeded my expectations. So first and foremost, we got rid of some of these gaps here. They still exist. Obviously, these gaps can still get filled over time, but as of right now, the bulls are in charge and they are pushing it higher and higher. Now, we did top out there on Monday yesterday at about 559.78, which seems to be that spot from back here, 559.50. So we did kind of wick out around the same area, but we got a very strong push candle. What I expect from the markets today is we do have this baby gap right here from, July 16th to July 17th. I do believe there's a good chance that we fill that gap and then maybe get a rejection. If the market wants to do that, of course. With all this push up, you almost anticipate there's not going to be a rejection. But if there was ever a spot for us to get that rejection, it would be after that gap fill right there. I tend to see more often than not that once gaps get filled, they do tend to reverse as the open liquidity, the area value gets touched. So that's my plan there with SPY. Again, the gap down here is still looming. We still have it very much from 544 up to about 549. We still have that little $5 gap right there. I just don't see it getting filled before this one. So something worth noting there. Obviously, we did think about possible an inverse head and shoulders forming here. I think that case is going out the window as we speak. So I am going to get rid of some of these other boxes here, clean up my chart a little bit. But overall, that's what I'm expecting here is more continuation here up to that 562, I think it was. Just about 563. So levels wise though, looking at it here this morning, I'm gonna give you guys some morning levels here at about 560.27, 560.30 would be essentially the level that I'd be looking for more upside potential at the moment. Downside, I think we can definitely see some decent downside with a break under 559. I would say you could arguably start getting into a position around 559.30. So we're at about $1 pinch right here for the support and resistance. If we do lose that 559 level, we can definitely travel back down to 558 flat, or in my opinion, I think we will get a decent drop back down to 556. So there is downside potential there, as well as the upside potential into that gap. But we'll play it accordingly each way. You can see here on the 15-minute time frame, our 20 EMA, our 200 EMA, very far apart from each other. I'm not sure where my 60 EMA went. Just unchecked itself. We do have the 60 EMA right there. You could also use this 558 level as a next support as well. I think we could get trapped somewhere between there. But that's what I'm looking at there on SPY, guys. QQQ, not much different here. You know, overall, like I said, that inverse head and shoulders we were looking at has pretty much invalidated itself. We have filled the gap here on QQQ that we have from back in, I think it was August. Was it? No, it was the July 23rd to July 24th gap. But we did just fill that. It looks like the current target on QQQ is going to be 484, 484.40. Could even top out as high as right here where we have this peak from prior. So where's that level at? 486. So somewhere between 484 and 486. I think there's a good chance of rejection. We do have yet another gap up here waiting. It's actually a little higher. It's like right there. We do have another gap up here waiting if it wants to go for it, which, I mean, to be completely honest, the way that this is moving, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some pretty strong push candles over the next couple of trading days. But yeah, QQQ looking very similar in terms of just overall strength in the market, so I don't anticipate that to really stop. Looking at this one, I'm going to go on the, I'm just going to go on the 30-minute, honestly. Upside wise, I would definitely be looking at, looks like about 482.40. 482.40 should give us the push up to that high of 482.60. I do believe we'll just get that push through. I don't think we'll hang up too much on that. And then downside wise, you can start looking at downside, excuse me, right around 481. 481 breakdown, be the 20 EMA breakdown as well. I think, let's go in here on the 15-minute. If we got that break, I think we're looking at a decent drop down to about 479. If it really wants to, I think it's definitely possible to see 476.90 or 477. So that's the plan there on QQQ. There's definitely, you know, plenty of potential either which way. Yeah. And then IWM, this one was actually pretty cool because I did in fact say exactly kind of what would happen here. I had a feeling that they kept rejecting it off of that 214 level, and eventually the buyers just had enough and they pushed it through, you know, with the help of the rest of the market pushing through. But I did mention in the Discord, I was like, you know, 215 plus is what I'm aiming for in IWM. I think I can take it today, and sure enough, you know, we took 215 and then some. So that prior gap here we can see is just about filled. We've got a little bit more range up into the 216s. We'll see how much more we can get out of it here today. Resistance, I would say resistance right now is probably looking at about 215.50. 215.50 for a resistance point, and then for our support level to break down beneath, I would arguably say it's basically 214.75. Where for a lot of these candles here, we had the open of this candle, close of this candle, open of this candle. It's obviously a pretty strong level. I think a break of that will pull us right back down to 214. Test that 214 level and see from there, you know, what it wants to do. So a little bit of wiggle there on IWM. We're starting to lose, you know, potential on this one in terms of just how much more can it push up. I would say there is strong possibility that we could see as high as the 217.75, 218 area, and I'm just using this kind of base over here as my point for that, because we could possibly see it just reject off of this area. I'll make it orange. We could see it reject off this area as more of a kind of a retest, because we almost had this double top that formed over here. Boom, boom, topped out, broke down. Now we're retracing. There is potential to possibly see this area reject. I kind of see it as unlikely. I think that this market push right now is invalidating any bear theses at the moment. But we'll see. Only time can tell. One last thing I'll look over. I'm going to look over NVIDIA just real quick. There's not really much to say on this one. It's pushing. It's pushing higher and higher. We filled this gap right here completely, and we are starting to look at most likely this top right over here. So this is generally the area that I'm aiming for, or that I think we are aiming for. So those mid 30s, mid 130s at the moment. There's not really any other resistance I can see that's, you know, kind of worthy. There is a small one here. We had a wick, you know, a couple of wick touches right there at about 130, just about 131. So there's definitely potential that we could possibly see some rejection at 131. But overall, no slowdown as of right now. Tesla, as mentioned again yesterday, I do believe that this is going to start filling up this fair value gap right here. So anytime you have giant push down candles such as this, you know, generally the bodies of those candles are going to act as fair value gaps. They're going to be the best value, if you will, for investors to push up into. So right here we've got it up to about 227. After 227 we can start to enter into the 230s and start to really fill this prior gap that we have outlined in orange. So Tesla, again, no slowdown, very strong push candles here. I think that we'll continue to push on this one for the foreseeable future. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think those are the only ones I really wanted to go over. Another one that's looking really strong right now is AMD. AMD is pushing very hard. It's starting to really push through. It's 200 at 60. It's already curved the 20. I think there actually is very strong potential for this one to even see as high as the 166, 167, 168. Those upper 160s I think is very possible if it gets the push right here at about 157. There's really not much holding it back from getting back up here. You can see I had outlined that we were in this kind of upward channel for a little bit there, and then we fell out of it. It would make sense to me that they're going to try and retest that channel, which, you know, is good for the bulls, as it would mean that we're going to push up, you know, into those upper 60s, possibly even with a touch of 170. Who knows? We do have that other gap fill right here, so it would make sense, in my opinion, for us to top out right at about 170 just before the gap fill, retrace, and then go for it. So that's what I'm looking at there, guys. But yeah, overall, market's looking pretty strong right now. There's no real reason to short it, no real reason to look down on it. When we're just pushing up, you're just going to continue to try and suffocate something that's not ready to be suffocated, for short, lack of better words, I guess you could say. But either which way, guys, I do appreciate you for watching this video. I hope you guys do enjoy these kind of weekly, daily preparations that I'm doing for you. I might keep doing it as long as possible, really. Just want to give you guys the best information possible. But like I've been mentioning, if you're not in a good Discord, if you're not in a good community of people that's just going to help you, please check out Alpha Labs in the description. I have a link. Click it. Join us. Try it out for a month. You know, if you don't like it, you know, quit the subscription. Don't do it again. But I really do believe it will benefit a lot of people, especially new traders or even advanced traders that just need a good community to be a part of. Click that link down in my description and join up today. Obviously, leave a like if you liked the video. Comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything I should change, anything you guys would enjoy seeing a little bit more. And I'll definitely, you know, entertain the idea. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. It really helps. But either which way, guys, have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. Peace.